Across Britain, a nervous wait begins today. They are vying to become so-called Portas pilots to help rejuvenate their struggling high streets.
Yes, the 12 chosen towns will share, if they're successful, more than £1 million of funding and receive advice from retail guru Mary Portas. So Steph's gone to Prestwich because that is one of the towns which has applied. Morning, Steph.
Good morning to you both. Yes, I'm on Prestwich High Street. It's one of 350 towns that so far has put in a bid to try and win a slice of that £1 million budget. Now, it's been a bit of an X Factor style competition where all of the businesses in the area have joined together, around 30 of them, and put together YouTube videos to try and put their bid in. Have a quick look at the one for Prestwich now. There you go, that's a bit of a flavour of the Prestwich video, and like I say, there are 350 towns across the country who've put in these bids for that, and it should make a big difference to independent retailers like this one. And we can talk to the owner now, Lucy. Good morning to you, Lucy. What difference do you think this money would make to you?
I think it's going to make a huge difference to High Street in general. Prestwich has become very run down over the last few years and gone from being a thriving kind of village type of community, lots of antique shops and things, to a lot of takeaways and charity shops. But I think particularly to the businesses working together and a general feeling of community spirit and pride, which has really evolved through the process.
What are the main problems then that this high street has?
Well, parking is an issue. A lot of people, it's an arterial route into Manchester, so a lot of people just drive through without stopping. In addition, we have a large superstore on the outskirts of the village, which has obviously changed people's spending habits. So people don't think about coming and shopping locally. In addition to that, there's also, obviously the recession has had a very difficult effect on independent businesses. So I think it's a combination of things, really.
And there are, we know, 12 towns that will be chosen to get this money. So it works out around £85,000 each. I mean, what would you do with it? It doesn't really sound like a lot if you think you're trying to breathe life back into a high street.
We've looked very carefully at the bid, and what we're looking to do is revive the whole village with a whole new branding of the Prestwich village, it's going to be called, looking at kind of vintage colourways, we're looking at hanging baskets, we're looking at window displays, merchandising causes, hopefully people getting a reduction of their rent where they present their shops, lots of...
it's going to be hard to convince people to spend, though, isn't it? Because that's the problem. People don't have the money, do they?
I think a lot of it's about changing your thinking. That's certainly what I've realised since I've had an independent shop, is that if you just put it to people and they think, oh, you know what, I'll go into my local high street store. And I think there's been a huge increase in that in Prestwich over the last month or so, certainly since we started this process.
OK, well, thank you for your time this morning, Lucy. And thanks for coming in ridiculously early. I know you're not normally open at this time of the morning, are you? And I will be in the high street throughout the morning. I'm going to be popping into a couple of other businesses in the area a bit later in the programme.
Lovely, Steph. Thanks very much.